WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
And here we go. It is Monday, another work week headed into a holiday weekend. How about that? From the Acuff House studio on the Grand Ole Opry Plaza, that's the Springer Mountain Farms Simply Superior Acuff House studio. Good morning. Charlie Matos, Kelly Sutton, Annie Nye, our studio director, who has become a homeowner over the weekend. Look out. And that's Jeff, Master Control, Jeff Roberts, Rock Solid Roberts, getting it done up there.
Can everybody hear him now? Can he speak to everybody over the airwaves?
I don't know if he goes over the air. I think but we can now hear him
still just in our
internally.
heads.
Oh.
Yes.
So we can't afford his rate
I
to
don't know.
go.
Maybe he can come over the air. I'm not sure.
Jeff, you want to try to say hi? He said no. Great.
He has waved us off.
When he said it earlier, I was like, it reminded me of Charlie's Angels. It sounded like the little
Yes.
speaker box.
Uh-huh.
He said, good morning. I
And,
was like, good morning, Charlie.
Earlier I mentioned this for the radio audience, but now that you joined us on television, I looked up this morning on my phone, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm up, MSN. All Costco stores are closing in the United States this May. That's what it said.
I know.
So knowing you were the first person I thought of.
Yeah.
You walked in the door this morning, and I yelled that out, and you go, no.
No.
I said, where are you going to go? How
Can't
are you going to
happen.
live?
It's not going to happen. Not true.
And what I didn't realize is that it was just enough clickbait. And why they would clickbait something like Costco, but
Because you did it. You clicked on it.
The rest of the sentence was this Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. So all the stores are closed on Memorial Day, not forever.
Well, listen, I'm just going to tell you, I have been to that place way too many times, and I have seen the amount of money that is being spent there.
And that's just your money.
If they can't make it, then we are doomed. I'll just say that. There's absolutely no way that place is going under.
So welcome in. Kelly's got a lot to catch us up on that happened over the weekend. And
Yeah.
where are you going to start with?
American Idol winner. It was crowned
yeah.
last night. So American Idol season 23, first year that we had Carrie Underwood as one of the judges. And last night they crowned their winner. Congratulations to Jamal. For anybody that was watching, he is from Meridian, Mississippi. Jamal Roberts is the new American Idol. Plus, there was a Grand Ole Opry invitation that was handed out by Carrie. And we'll have more on that coming up.
I seem to have lost my audio over
Me
here.
too.
I hear both of you.
Can't hear anything over here.
Well, that's the service we provide for you. Jeffrey, you hear us. That's the important thing, right? Jeffrey doesn't hear us either?
Okay.
Uh-oh. Well, let's see. Let's just play Lainey Wilson then.
Let's do that. And Carly Pierce is on the way live from the Grand Ole Opry doing I Hope You're Happy Now. Welcome to Coffee, Country, and Cody. Drew Kennedy. Be great to see him. It's been too long. He's got new music to share.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
So Drew Kennedy just sat down, and we were reminiscing on when he was here last. And he was at home in the Big Lonesome. It's all about West Texas last time.
That's
he was
right.
Here. And what pictures you painted with those songs on that album.
Thank you, my friend.
And then I've seen the artwork for the new album, the self-titled album.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, we're close. Echo Park. Yeah.
Those palm trees say it all.
That's it. Just kept going west.
It looks like a scene out of the Beverly Hillbillies intro.
That's right. That's exactly right.
The palm tree-laden highway.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you were out at Stagecoach.
We were there in
It kind of has
Indio.
that sort of look, too. Yeah.
It's beautiful. So this is this album number 11 or 12?
Yes, album number 11, studio album.
And you waited this long to do a self-titled album.
You know,
usually that's the first one out of the box.
I know. And it wasn't even my idea. It was my producer's idea. This marks 25 years since I've written my first song. And so he said he wanted to take the snapshot of a songwriter 25 years in and said, we got to have your picture on the cover. I had never done that. It should be self-titled. I thought all of those were bad ideas. And he said, you should write every song by yourself. And I said, I finally get to write with the greatest songwriters in the world. Why would I do that? But he convinced me, so that's what we did.
Still making your home in New Braunfels, Texas.
That's right.
And you brought greetings from Krause's Market.
Of course I did.
Yes. Kermit and Mildred. We
That's
used to
it.
do remote broadcasts at Krause's when I was in San Antonio for different events in New Braunfels.
Yep.
And Mildred had the great line of all time, that German heritage, Spanish land grant Germans. Bill Cody, you know what I am most proud of after all this time? No, Mildred, what? We are still pure.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, isn't
It is. They printed the newspaper in English and in German up until the early 90s. So that's a real thing.
Wow.
And how did you land in New Braunfels? What was...
There's a great radio station there. I mean, everything circles around music for me. There's a great radio station in town. There's a lot of musicians.
KNBT?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of musicians. It was 20 years ago when we moved there. It was really affordable to live between San Antonio and Austin. And it's just a great community. So my wife's an elementary school art teacher there. She teaches at the school where our kids go. And it's just been a perfect place for us.
Well, a lot of people have landed in New Braunfels.
Yeah, that's right.
Wade Bowen comes
Wade's
to mind.
there. Randy's there. Parker McCullum's there. Cody Canada's there. There's a lot of musicians that live in town.
Does your wife teach any of your children?
She has.
Oh, has she?
She has. Yeah. In fact, Josh Greider, another great artist and good friend of mine, my son and his son were in the same class, and so.
I'm glad you mentioned him because I was going to ask you about the Topo Chico cowboy
That's
era
right.
of your career.
Yeah.
Since I saw you, are you still doing that?
We
from
are.
time to time? Okay.
Josh and I have always played shows together, and a couple years ago we decided we should give it a name. And thankfully, we weren't sure if we were going to get sued or if they were going to like it. And it turns out they liked it. They sent Topo Chico refrigerators to our house and everything. So the best possible scenario for us.
How far are you from Green Hall?
Like 3.5 miles.
Have you played there?
I have.
What is the feeling of being an artist, knowing that that's one of those? When we talk to everybody else, we're like, oh, what are your bucket list places? And they're like Grand Ole Opry, Ryman, Green Hall, Canes. They've got all of those on there. So what was that like in your career?
It was something that I worked towards for years, and now I've played it 30 or 40 times. And every time I go back, I remind myself that there was a time where I would have killed to have just been able to walk onto that stage.
Who was the first person you saw there?
The first person I saw there was Robert Earl Keen.
Oh,
which is as,
that's a good
I
one.
mean, if that's not on the nose, I don't know what is.
And you know what the New Braunfels mascot is? New Braunfels High School mascot? And
Tumbleweed?
I think they're the only one in the country.
That's right.
Yeah.
Unicorns.
That's it.
Oh, how great.
Yeah.
And so what do they say? Hook 'em horn.
Yeah. Hook 'em horn, singular. That's it.
That's amazing.
These are all true stories.
They
Kelly.
are.
That's amazing. Well, I've only been to Green Hall one time, but it was to see George Strait.
Oh, they put up the big screens outside of Green Hall during that. That
Man,
was
just
cool.
told you he's played there 35 or 40 times, and you
I haven't been back.
One
I need
time,
to go back.
and it was
And
George
that was
Strait.
That's pretty
that
good.
was the only time.
If
But
you're going to go once.
listen, next time that you're going to play there, you let us know.
Okay.
We'll come down.
And I'll make sure it's not in the middle of the summer. It
Oh,
gets pretty
please.
hot in there.
Please
Yes, it does.
do us that favor. Yeah, it's really warm.
So if I recall, your hometown is like Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's right. Steel Trap.
And-
Your memory's
and
incredible.
You played baseball nearby.
I played baseball in Virginia. I went to a small college in South Central Virginia, and I was a pitcher there for 4 years.
So who was your pitching idol?
I was a closer for 4 years, so I always liked all the quirky relievers. So like anybody from like Dan Quisenberry going back to the 80s with the Royals to just, I mean, I love Turk Wendell because the guy used to brush his teeth between innings. I mean, I love quirky relievers. So, Mark Fidrich, although he was a starter.
Bird.
The
Mark-
Bird.
yeah.
Anybody that was left of center were kind of my idols.
Well, listen, you got to talk to the ball.
I mean,
It's
absolutely.
doing the work for you. You know.
I was not athletic enough for my sheer baseball prowess to deliver strikeouts. So if I could act as weird as I could on the mound, maybe the batter would think an extra second about that.
What was your move? What was your thing? Did you have a...
I wore before eye black was like popular in college kids. I wore eye black in kind of a crazy way, and I snapped the ball out of the air and look at it. And I mean, all of it was an act. I was just trying to get them to think about me for a second instead of what I was going to
Stage
throw.
presence.
Yeah,
He had
that's right.
stage presence.
Oh, you made me think of one of my favorite players as a kid. Growing up a Red Sox fan, Bill Lee. the
Yeah,
Spaceman.
Spaceman.
Oh man, that's everything you embodied right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
And who was your favorite team? Philadelphia?
Yeah, the Phillies.
Yeah.
Die hard. My grandfather was a team bus driver for them.
Oh,
and
no kidding.
Yeah, he used to take them to Pittsburgh or New York or the train station and then later the airport. And if I wasn't going to be a Phillies fan when I was born, take a hike.
Yeah.
So did you ever connect with Joe Bonzel, the late Joe Bonzel of the Oak Ridge Boys?
No,
who was
but
a
I know
huge-
he was a huge Phillies fan.
Huge, as big as anybody I know
Yeah,
or have known.
I remember seeing one of their music videos when I was younger, and he was wearing a Phillies jersey, and I thought, I like that guy.
A picture that nobody's taken. That
Yeah.
title, you had me from right there, man.
All right.
It's like, wait a minute, let me think that one through.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to lead with off the new self-titled album.
That's right.
And why did you do the photo shoot where you did it in California?
Well,
I
we made
mentioned
the record in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
My producer, Davis Nash, and I, on our last record, a record called Marathon, we recorded it in this little town called Marathon in far west Texas.
Oh, yeah.
In an adobe house with all the doors and windows open. Not exactly ideal for recording music, but that was the idea. We wanted the area to be able to make its imprint on the record as well. And the deal was, all right, the two of us will make this record not in a studio in the desert, if the next record we make in my studio in Los Angeles. And he grew up here. His dad, Phil Nash, was a big Christian producer. But for the last 6 years, he's lived in Los Angeles. And so that's what we did.
Here's Drew Kennedy and a picture that nobody's taken all over the world on WSM Radio and watching us at circlecountry.com and linking to your favorite streaming platform from there.
You're good to go.
Yep, don't have
Oh,
to pay
see.
for internet, 2 free drinks. I mean, it's as classy as you can get for a working songwriter.
When they say A1 through 15,
That's
please
me.
line up. There's Drew, right?
That's
He
it.
gets A1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm A-list, but I ain't A1.
Well, trust me, from C27, I'm cursing you both, knowing I will get the middle seat.
Yeah, and so are we, knowing you will
Yes,
get the middle
yes,
seat.
yeah.
Don't make eye
Yeah.
contact.
So I'm curious, was this album almost a throwback to the very beginning? Because no one begins co-writing. So the
Yeah.
fact that you wrote everything by yourself on this one, it had to kind of feel old school, right?
It did, and I also wanted to give the young man that didn't know he was a songwriter yet a couple of songs on this record. So going back to the beginning, I had no idea co-writing was a thing. I had no idea what I was doing. I just had a guitar, and I felt compelled to start writing songs. And once I had my first couple songs written, as terrible as they were, I was in. I was hooked.
And when did you blossom into that? At what age?
I was 20. I came to it late. I mean, between baseball and academics in college, I just thought it would be fun to be able to play a Tom Petty song at a party or something, you know.
Because
And
the chicks dig it.
that's exactly right. And before I really started learning anybody else's songs, I started writing, not knowing at all what I was doing. And so,
What are you going to play for us first this morning on that Martin guitar?
Yeah, which Tom Petty song we're going to pull out? No, I'm just
yeah, right. Going back to the young man that wasn't a songwriter yet, this is called She's Looking Into Mine. I was trying to think of things to write about, and I was walking back from BMG to this place I was staying downtown, and I saw a girl on the corner trying to get you to sign up for the ASPCA stuff or whatever it was. And she looked just like this girl I had dated when I was 16, who smoked, who my mom would have hated. And it made me just remember, being young and having your driver's license for the first time. And I thought, that guy deserves some songs too. And so I sat down and I wrote this.
That's Drew Kennedy all over the world on WSM Radio's Coffee Country and Cody, and you're watching on Circle Country Television worldwide or linking to your favorite streaming platform when you get there.
You got a lot of gigs coming up. I'm intrigued by the Devil's Backbone Tavern.
Yeah.
Son. Up there.
I mean,
Fisher.
in Fisher.
Yeah, outside of Austin where people know how to act, mostly.
Mostly?
Mostly,
Oh.
yes, they do.
Yeah.
This Memorial Day weekend.
That's
actually.
it.
You're
With
on
the Red River Songwriters, with Josh Greider and Susan Gibson, who wrote Wide Open Spaces, and Kelly McWee, one of my favorite singers in the
yeah.
world.
She
and
was just in.
Yeah, and the great Walt Wilkins. And
Oh,
we all get together and we have a good time. So
Pat Green made Walt Wilkins famous with one line in a song.
No doubt.
Kind of like Garth did Chris Ledoux,
yeah, you're exactly right.
And if you notice, Kelly and I, at one point early in that song, our heads both kind of snapped like this because Kelly has the greatest aversion to patchouli
I
that
hate the smell. That's the
anyone
only.
on earth could have.
That's the only thing, Drew. If someone walks in here wearing patchouli, I have to excuse my. Like literally, it's a gag reflex. And when you said you smell like patchouli oil, I looked at Bill. I was like, oh.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't wearing any today because that would have set us off on the wrong foot.
But man, I love that song, and my daughter gets her license in 2 weeks.
There you go.
So
I mean, ultimate freedom when you're 16 years old.
terrifying.
Yes, yes.
Teenage love.
I'm still a few years away from that.
Fun for teenagers, scary for parents.
Yeah.
Well, you got one more.
I got one more for
Okay.
you.
All right.
I wrote this song for my great-grandmother. I never met her, but she came from Ireland in 1909 when she was 19 years old by herself.
What was her name?
Her name was Lizzie McConnell. And
That's Irish.
That's pretty Irish. Sean McConnell and I believe were related somewhere back in the old country. And if that is true, Sean got all the talent, but I got all the height. So that's how that worked. But I figured an act of bravery like that, being at least 1/4 of the reason why I'm here, could be memorialized in a song. So this is called Lizzie.
The brilliance of Drew Kennedy, live on Coffee, Country, and Cody, all over the world on WSM Radio, Circle Country Television, and he is off Memorial Day weekend to Devil's Backbone Tavern. Fisher, Texas is the official address. It's outside of Wimberley, Canyon Lake, if you know that region of Texas geography. And if you go to the Texas Hill Country website, the Devil's Backbone is a stretch of Texas highway that is said to be haunted by the spirits of Native Americans, Confederate soldiers, and much more.
Wow.
So you make sure to go at night.
Yeah.
That's what.
Oh, yeah.
Probably a couple songwriters ghosts in there too.
Thanks for coming to see
Thanks
us.
for having me, the three of you, so much. Thank you.
Good to see you.
And back soon, okay?
All right, you got it.
Here on Coffee, Country, and Cody with Drew Kennedy. WSM Radio, Circle Country Television, and Still a Soldier. WoundedWarriorProject.org to find out more and to donate about the work they do.
All right. Well, we have a brand new American Idol winner this morning.
And the winner is...
And the winner is Jamal. And I will say, I called that one.
Did you?
I did. We were talking about it last night, and Paul was like, I don't know. I mean, it was a really talented group this year, all the way through.
I told you my wife, she was a John Fisher guy.
It was,
girl
I mean,
or
it
guy.
was truly John Foster. Yeah.
What did I say?
Fisher, but that's okay. He's good too. But John Foster.
Wherever he is,
we
good
love you,
too.
John Fisher, and you come see us real soon. But it was truly, I will say, the group was fantastic this year. The top three, amazing. So it came down to John Foster, who was country kid, looks and reminds you of Dwight Yoakam.
That's what Rebecca said.
His vibe,
That's funny
all
that
of
you
it.
said that too.
Yeah, you can pick up on that easy.
From Louisiana, I
He's
believe.
from Louisiana.
Okay.
Then we had Brianna Nix. She is more of a contemporary Christian artist, and we will see her. We will see her. She will get signed. She will have a huge career in Christian music. I just know it. She's phenomenal. She's from Denton, Texas. Right. And then our winner, Jamal Roberts, is from Meridian, Mississippi, and he crushed it last night. He performed a jelly roll. Just a bright light. He's got 2 little girls and a newborn at home, by the way. And special guests last night, man, all of our friends were there. Warren Treaty performed. Cody Johnson came up as a surprise guest. Jelly Roll is the artist mentor. He was there for the second half of American Idol. Brandon Lake was there. Jessica Simpson, Kirk Franklin, Patti LaBelle, and many others. So congratulations to Jamal. And last night, during the broadcast, Carrie Underwood invited Noah Thompson. He was the season 21 winner to make his Grand Ole Opry debut. So he is going to be coming to visit us on the 31st of May. We'll be getting him. And I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot of these other folks as they come through town. Definitely John Foster will make his way over to see us.
Yeah, and that's good because that's Memorial Day weekend, be a big show. And Charlie actually has the
Well,
salute
not,
to the troops.
not technically Memorial Day weekend, but really Memorial Day.
Yeah,
Right.
real
Well,
one.
Memorial Day
Because this
the-
is Memorial Day weekend coming up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the 30th is Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It's my wife's birthday. That's all I know.
Oh, Reese's
before
birthday's
we
the 24th.
started the federal holiday weekends, so it's the 31st that he's coming in over there. So
Coffee, Country, and Cody on WSM.
a whole lot of sunshine just walked in the room, and we need it.
Yes. Perfect.
Good morning, Twinnie, and welcome back to Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good morning. How are we, guys?
We're better now. You're here. We're happy.
I'm just giving him some presents that might cheer you guys up.
You got beautiful headshots.
Thank
Are these
you.
new?
No, they're actually old. I
That's
was just
okay.
trying to get rid of them, and I was like,
You know what? I
I'll
love
have
it. Here's what I love. If you find a picture that you like of yourself, you use it.
Thank you.
I won't tell you how old my headshot is. People send it out, and I'm like, this is the one I want. I don't care if it looks anything. But you look gorgeous in this. So
Thank you.
I'm going to keep this forever.
As Pete Fisher once said at the Grand Ole Opry about particular celebrations when the artists would receive their recognition for 5 years or 10 years, whatever anniversary it might be, is that we celebrate special occasions with inexpensive gifts.
Yeah.
And so this morning, we've got a
Koozie. A pen.
Ink pen,
I love a pen.
A ballpoint pen.
and a little,
An airplane.
as Lefty Frizzell would say,
Thank you, Kelly. Would you like an airplane?
Airplane. Those are airplane size.
Is that what you call it?
No, well, that's what Lefty called it.
So
So
that's
we're
what
just
we call it.
adopting it. Yeah.
There you go. I thought, boost your morning.
Honey, we need it today.
well, this is product placement because it's based on the title of
It is.
a song
Yeah.
that we're going to premiere for the world in a little bit. But
Yeah.
we want to visit first. So you're off to the UK, not this weekend, but the next weekend. You're going back
Yes.
home for the Red Rooster Festival.
Yeah. Very
And,
excited.
Yeah, that lineup, my goodness,
I
it's
know,
3
it's
days.
really cool. Yeah.
Do you play every day or just you got one set?
Just one set, but I get to go down early, and it's got a sauna and a gym and everything. I was like, this is amazing, and the land is incredible. So it's
So what
owned
is it
by
to-
like a duchess or something and a duke.
And
Oh, nice.
And what community is it near?
I think it's Suffolk.
There you
That's
go.
what it says.
There
Okay.
you go.
Now that
Don't
I have a
test
show,
me.
now that I
Well,
have a show in the UK.
Don't test me.
You grew up in York?
I did grow up in Yorkshire, and I should know where that is because I spent a lot of time in London. I lived in London, but I don't know where anything is. I don't know what I did 5 minutes ago, let
I
alone
get
where
it.
I'm going next week.
Is
So-
it Euston Hall? Euston. So
Euston? I would say Euston
Hall.
And Glastonbury is
I
on your
know.
lineup.
Oh
Good
my-
for
Mate,
you.
that's so cool. That's been a bucket list moment of mine. So I'm very, very excited. Yeah. So
And when is that?
that is on the end of June, like
Okay.
around the 24th. And my family are coming, so that's going to be awesome. Yeah.
I think
So-
Dolly played Glastonbury a couple
Yeah,
of years ago
she
and just
did.
blew 'em away.
Yeah. I think it was like the biggest turnout ever. Obviously, she's the queen, but it's meant to be a really special place. So I don't think I'll be the same when I come back.
Have you ever been just as
No,
just
never.
to see it? Okay.
No, there's certain places that I won't go unless I'm playing them, like Red Rocks
I get
and
it.
the Hollywood Bowl, and places like that where I think it's special. So yeah.
Had you been to the Opry before your Opry debut, or was that the first time?
I did do that. I did the tour, but I didn't,
But you didn't step
in the circle. No, I wasn't going to do that. So yeah, I feel like I kind of kept to my rule on that one. But yeah, we basically manifested that together, which I've got the video.
Oh, that's
I'm a
so
big
true.
manifestation girly.
I
Yeah,
love
so-
that.
Is that the gypsy thing?
No, I believe whatever, there's a difference in people's energy, and I think you get back what you give out, and I always want to be of service and be happy, and it's so funny to me because I just started this Twinnie's tiny stage at the back. I just found this stage, and the opportunities for an independent artist, they're very few and far between. If you don't have an agent, social media can change your life. Anyway, I was just walking the dogs, and I saw this stage, and I was like, well, if they're not going to put me on, I'm gonna make my own. And it's been amazing. It's been going viral, and it's real cool, and I'm so enjoying it. So yeah, and it's building community, and people are coming to sing with me. So I'm a big energy person.
So what kind of energy was going on at the cocktail lounge when it was selfie night that I see posted on your Facebook?
Yeah.
Where was that?
That was my birthday, and I celebrated hard with Jack. It was literally
With pictures to prove it.
literally my only goal was to black out that night, and I accomplished that.
Oh,
So,
good for you.
Yeah, I
Good
was
for you.
and it was such a great turnout, honestly, coming from England, and I've been here 2 years. I know I've been back and forth, but there was so many people that turned up and showed up, and have you been to Skinny Dennis?
No.
That's where it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's it looks like a honky tonk, in Austin, I guess. And it's kind of underground, and it's really great food, really great live music. And it was just amazing.
And the original Skinny Dennis is the one who got a mention in L.A. Freeway, the great Guy Clark song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah, he was
cool.
part of that
You
whole-
know all the
the
facts.
The music
does.
scene in those
You know
days.
everything about everything. You're like the oracle.
Well, remember when Rodney Crowell was here, Charlie, and said Skinny Dennis, whose last name escapes me, was the ugliest man ever on earth.
Oh,
That's what I remember stood out.
he got a place named after him, so
Yeah.
it can't be that bad.
He sure did. So you've been, let's see, last time you were here, you had some movie stuff working? Is that
Yes,
still
I
going
did.
on?
No, I finished that. It
Okay.
was a show called Emmerdale, which it was awesome. It was really cool. It was in Yorkshire. It's one of the biggest shows in England, so that was really fun.
Good girl or bad girl?
I was a bad girl.
Good for you.
Yeah.
They're more fun.
She was a baddie. Total typecasting though, because I got the job and she was like a underground boxing promoter. I was like, if this doesn't scream gypsy, then I don't know what does. So.
And for people who don't know that part of your family story
Yeah.
and are seeing and hearing you for the first time all over the world on WSM and Circle Country, tell us about your gypsy background.
So my mom is a gorger, which means non-traveler, and my dad is a Romani gypsy, and that's kind of how I grew up.
Referred to as travelers in your
travelers,
community.
yes. And there's like different little pockets, you know, like I would call them tribes. They have their different ways of going on. But it's so funny because I can spot a gypsy from a mile off.
No
and
kidding.
some of them like come to my shows, and it's really weird for me how I hear American gypsies speaking, but they've still got like the same kind of mannerisms, and they still speak rumness, which is the gypsy language. I did actually the gypsy version to "Excuse Me, You Look Like You Love Me," and nobody knew what I was talking about. Like there's certain things that I say that they're like, what is that? Like for instance, eyes mean yocks, and these would be chockies. Yeah, so it's funny. But I am like a half breed, as they would call it. So.
And what was the gypsy community like when you got to Nashville a couple of years ago? I mean, is it significant or no?
They're just all over. And I think the problem is, like, why it's really important for me is I never grew up, like, watching anybody that was from my community. I mean, Tyson Fury, the boxer, has done amazing for mental health, especially men in them communities, because they just don't talk. But I just want to be somebody that can inspire like the younger generation of like, this is, if you want to chase your dream and you don't have to, like, because a lot of girls get married young and nothing wrong with that. They have a family. The guys go to work with their dads. Most of them don't go to school. It's just very insular. So I commend my mom actually, because she had to fight my dad a lot for me to like even go up the street. They're like so protective. But yeah, for the most part, it's been amazing. I've had so much love from it. You know, I can see it from both sides because I'm half and half. So I'm like, doing that when I like growing up like that when I was younger was like a struggle. I was like, where should I fit in? But I've really embraced that.
So as a little girl, who was the actress or singer, female, that you saw and heard and really influenced you to want to do this?
I think, well, I grew up on, you know, I'm such a like drama queen. I on the stage, I grew up watching those MGM movie musicals, and it's so important to me when I put on a show because anybody can stand there with a guitar. There's better singers than me, there's better writers, but I want to be like a great performer that people are intrigued to see. And I think I've always had that discipline, whether it be like the dancing, the acting. You know, like they don't make them like Judy Garland or like Fred Astaire anymore, or like Gene Kelly. Those people really, really worked. Mm-hmm. And I think what I love about Nashville is I love the art of it and like how people still care about the song. And I've always had that kind of attitude towards like dancing or whatever I'm doing. I want to be like, try and be the best of it. And that's why I came to Nashville, because I was like, I've got so much to learn here. I want to be the weakest in the room, so then I've got somewhere to go. So it's ever changing, but the more that I'm like here, I can like lean on like my dancing background or my acting. And I feel like nowadays artists are doing everything. And you look at Lainey, she's in movies, and it's just, I think it's so important. It's not just like one box that someone fits into. And I want to do it all, and I feel like you can do it all, just maybe not at the same time.
Oh, you could channel some Audrey Hepburn, too. That's a
Okay.
good thing.
Love that. So back to Jack. Give us the impetus of this song.
And the new EP, which comes out on the 31st, called Happy Hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just basically about going back to your ex. It's not that deep, but I
Has
wanted
that happened to you recently?
to. No. No.
I know he was ex when you were here last.
Yeah. No.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
'Cause we would have to have a talk
I've got
off
some,
air.
my life is so funny. I get myself into some situations and like there's so much more. I'll have to tell them off camera, but it's so funny. I'm like, but no, it's about going back to an ex. And basically I really like Amy Winehouse and it was a play on Back to Black. And I just recently went to Jack Daniel's, the distillery in Lynchburg. And have you done that tour,
Yes.
by the way?
Oh, it's
So
phenomenal, isn't it?
Oh my God, it's amazing. Tracy, the guy that's been there for the last 30 years, I was just like, this is a very spiritual experience and I will never drink Jack Daniels the same. But I mentioned Jack in a couple of these songs and one of their team there, Greg, saw me when I was headlining BMI's CMA Fest stage and he was like, calm down. It took me a year to get there, but I'm going to go back and write, which is really cool and they're so lovely.
Well, did you eat at Miss Mary Bobo's? That's the other question that has to be asked.
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, it's the legendary meat and three, pass the plate bowl.
Damn.
Yeah, you got to do that when you go.
Yeah, I will when I go back.
Right now, it's back to Jack. Twinnie is all over the world on WSM Radio and Circle Country TV.
Coffee, Country, and Cody on WSM.
Our friend and special guest, Twinnie, is in studio with us this morning. Opry debut was November 5th, 2023, and a new EP that comes out on May 31st, which is not this weekend, but next, while you're back in England, back home. And so that's exciting, and it's called Happy Hour. And we heard Back to Jack just a little bit ago.
You've been working on these songs for a while. What's the oldest song on this that's coming out? Is there one that you've been holding on to for a couple years?
Probably Worst Kind of Crush that's already out.
Okay.
I wrote that in the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
So,
But you've been giddy with excitement over there during the break.
She's got her phone out, which makes
I've
me.
got it's not excitement. I'm actually really nervous.
Why are you
Because,
nervous?
it's always so special for me. You guys have always made me feel like family. And I wrote you a song last night. Me and Jackson, I was like, I want to write them something.
So introduce your guitarist.
This is Jackson Dreyer, who is an amazing artist also. This town is so talented, but we've known each other for a while now, haven't we? He's also been a guest on Twinnie's Tiny Stage. So
Biggest stage of my life, baby.
I love it.
yeah.
So you're telling me I'm in the big time.
Oh, I'm in the big time, brother.
Hey, don't knock it. I bet that's going to become like the Tiny Desk or something. You'll all be wanting to come.
I hope so. I hope it does. So what are you going to do?
Well, it's just a surprise song. I don't know what it's called, but I'm really nervous. Okay, wait. The sun is creeping through my window pane. Pour a little coffee, let it ease my brain. Turn the dial where all the legends play. It's Bill Cody talking, starting my day. Charlie got that storyteller tone with the laugh that makes you feel right at home. And Kelly keeps all our spirits alive with that sparkle in her fire on our morning drives. I'm tuned to 650, hearts wide open, where songs are real and the words are golden. From the opera stage to the morning light, they keep our country burning bright. Bill, Charlie, Kelly, my favorite three, making coffee, country, and Cody history. Yeehaw! From backstage tales to old-time tunes, they're filling up our airwaves like sweet perfume. Talk to dreamers before their stars align, with that twang of the truth and that Nashville pride. I'm tuned to 650, hearts wide open, where songs are real and the words are golden. From the Opry stage to the morning light, they keep the country burning bright. Bill, Charlie, Kelly, my favorite three, making coffee, country, and Cody history. WSM, you have my heart. You gave me the circle, then my song went up the charts. Thank you to the listeners, my name is Twinnie. To everybody here, thank you for every opportunity.
Oh,
That was so good.
that is the greatest gift ever, Twinnie. And when did you write it?
Last night.
What?
Yeah.
How long did it take?
I don't know, like 15. Well, yeah, I'm like
30.
50 minutes. It took 2 minutes. Yeah, guys. No, probably about 40 minutes by the time we got it like all worked out. So yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Opportunity might need to be the name of the song
Yeah, that,
because I didn't see
Honestly.
that coming.
yeah.
That was so good.
There you go. That's my present to you guys.
Well, what a
you.
gift. You said you had a gift and you brought all kinds of little gifts, and then you said, but I got something special.
Man,
I can't
Jack
wait to share.
Daniels and a song. This is like the best morning
Best
ever.
day ever.
What are you doing tomorrow? We need that ego boost.
I
So
love
play
that.
us one more before we wrap up this
Okay.
morning, if you would. We'll get your
Thank
guitar.
you.
Kelly, yeah. Gorgeous dress, by the way, for those watching on Circle Country Television.
This is from the showroom.
Yeah,
So
well, I was
that's-
going to say, Kelly is envious.
Love Kristen.
I know,
Shout out
Kristen.
the showroom.
She's amazing.
She is amazing. I just shot a load of stuff in Joshua Tree, and ooh, I cannot wait to share that content.
Oh.
Okay, this is a high song, so this is hypothetically.
I love it. Everything about that song. I mean to tell you. Twinnie, thank you so much for getting up early, for the wonderful gift of song that you've given Coffee Country and Cody. And particularly this year, that's our 100th year on WSM and the Grand Ole Opry, so our
There you
centennial
go.
celebration.
We love it so much. Have fun in England and come
Thank
back and
you.
see us.
I
So
will.
when are you back stateside?
I will be back in July,
Okay.
just in time for July 4th.
Atta
you
girl. Atta girl.
So are you doing CMA Festival at all?
I'm not, because I'm
No.
over there.
Over there, yeah.
So,
Okay.
well, I say I'm not. I did get offered something yesterday, and I was like, should I make the flight back? I don't know. I haven't seen my family for a long time, and sometimes, you know, you gotta prioritize.
So are gypsies traditionally musical?
A lot of them are actually.
Yeah.
We either fight or sing, so or storyteller. You know, I'm just being real. You know.
Well, it's 50s country music then.
Yeah. There you
Fits
go.
right in.
That's Twinnie all over the world on WSM Radio. Follow her on socials. That's TWINNIE, Twinnie, on Coffee Country.